Let's look at cast shadows, starting with a floating sphere. And if our light was top down and our ground plane, horizon line, somewhere in there, we would just bring we would know that the top half this would get light, the bottom half would be in shadow, right? And we could bring those lines down and project a foreshortened circle on the ground, and that would be our cast shadow. But if we want it to be a little bit more interesting and off to the side, it's not really too much more difficult than that. So we'll do another drawing. I'm going to do again our floating sphere, our horizon line out here. And this time, instead of straight down with the light, let's think about it going off to an angle. We still want to project down to the ground from the center of the object, figure out where our ground point is. And then in this case, well, actually we don't even really need to do that here, because if we had an object that we were casting from, if something were touching the ground, then we'd worry about where that ground point is. But really all we've got to do is think about this foreshortened circle here being cast to the ground. I guess we need that for where is it hitting the ground. Right, so we bring that down to the ground point, do our foreshortened circle on the ground. We also, well, I guess this isn't truly in the half there, right? It's somewhere opposite with the shadow. Right, and that's the basis of casting that shadow, is taking that form, figuring out where the ground plane is, deciding that angle of light, moving that over. Now, we're doing it perpendicular to the camera, but we could also have that light, that shadow cast back in perspective or forward in perspective and so on. But for the most part, we'll stick with a fairly simple cast shadow approach like this, where we're basically casting down at somewhere between a 30 to 60 degree angle.